My nigga too for the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
My nigga too for the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.
Shepherd's Heart AME Church of Royal Palm Beach. Contemporary worship for this present age. At the Shepherd's Heart, we're centered on Christ, focused on family, and united in love. We are a come-as-you-are church. No dress code, no judgment, no kidding. The Shepherd's Heart AME Church, where the pastor is yours truly, Reverend Liam Sal. We're an out-of-the-box ministry. Come, break out of the box with us.
Just-in-time accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at Teama Herice. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-Time Accessories definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out. The Chill Zone. WTCZ Music Box Radio. Every Monday and Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, with your host, Apostle D. You can find it every Monday and every Wednesday at youtube.com/DmanABC3. Call in and request your favorite songs. Let's have some fun. The call-in number is 682-200-9345. The Chill Zone, WTCZ Music Box Radio, every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, with your host, Apostle D. Check it out.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show. This episode that we call the A.T.L. I'm yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown, coming at you live and always in color. And I have tonight my very lovely, my talented, my very much pregnant, but yet beautiful, Miss TeAma Sweetness.
Hey, everybody.
And I come with you, the bold, the beautiful, the sassy but sexy Miss T Savage.
Hey.
the fashionista, the Shawty Mac, the Pimp Daddy, Mr. Legacy, the Great, and none other than our guest co-host, our brother from another mother, all the way from the Chill Zone, Mr. Apostle D. Lowe.
What's up, everybody? What's up?
How everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
Everybody's doing great.
Happy Friday. Woo woo.
I know that it is. Isn't it a special day today or something? Good Friday.
Good Friday.
Good Friday. Every day is a good day to me. I always tell just the fact that I'm on this side of the earth, this side of the dirt, and not on the other side of the dirt, then that's a good day. Turn to your neighbor and say amen.
Sound like a church mother. He's so of a Honda. Should have bought a Honda.
That's good. I am happy. Listen, I just want to remind everybody out there in the viewer land and the viewership, definitely subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Greatly appreciate it so much. We're on our road to 5,000. So definitely subscribe like you're going crazy. Hit that like button. Definitely the like button. The like button does something with YouTube, their algorithm, and let the YouTube know, and they share my video with more people with similar interests. And comment below. When you comment below, we'll be able to see your comments live on the screen and respond to your comments. And again, I'm the Anthony Brown Show. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
A.T.L.
I was waiting for it. I knew it was coming. I knew he couldn't hold back that much. I knew he couldn't hold back. Yes, he couldn't hold back. So anyway, we have a very, very interesting topic. Oh, hold on. T. Savage, did you notice you've been added to the lineup?
Yes, I love it.
On the flyers.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. I ain't like the fact that I was in church on most of the pictures. Hallelujah.
Also, I don't know if Legacy noticed it because you had your head down, Legacy, but I added Justin to the video. Yeah.
I saw it. Thank you.
So that way we ain't got to forget no more. He going to be at the beginning and the end. Okay. Amen. Thank you very much. Just want to remind everybody that our show is live every Tuesday and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you definitely click the bell after you subscribe, so that way you'll be notified every time we go live. Also, during the daytime, we sometimes, whenever we have something hot to talk about, we'll bring you midday tea. So that's not on a rotating schedule, but whenever we do have something to talk about, we'll definitely bring you midday tea. And also the A.T.L, we have merchandise that will be coming soon. There's our supermodel to show you our merchandise.
Shorty do out.
Yes. So definitely look forward to that and look out for that. We have a very interesting topic tonight. The topic tonight is domestic violence. Yes.
Do you have a surprise for us?
No.
So you done made me sit up here all night yesterday thinking that you had a surprise for us last night.
But the key word in that was you had yourself. That was your thoughts. I didn't do anything to create that.
You told me to tune in to tomorrow.
You asked, was there a surprise? I said, tune in and see. And now that you tuned in, you see there's no surprise.
I love it.
So I didn't lead you on. You did. That's called anticipation.
Legacy feels deceived.
Most definitely.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. So you did that. I'm sorry. Should I go on?
I'm lost.
He thought because we did a dedication to Kamal in the last video that, you know, how Kamal usually sometimes send me an email or text message or whatever, and I share it. So that'd be the surprise. So since I didn't tell y'all in advance that I had a surprise for y'all, he thought I was doing reverse psychology, because if I would have said that, then y'all would know it was Kamal. But since I didn't say it, he's assuming that there was one, I just didn't say it. So he psyched himself up for anticipation.
Mm.
So sorry.
Get on with the business.
Nevertheless, the next topic is, like I said, domestic violence, a cry for help. And actually, National Domestic Violence Month is actually October, but since it was such a great topic, Danielle, are we disturbing you?
Oh no, I made a mistake. I was trying to turn my phone off, my other phone off.
So being that it was such a great topic, I said, well, let's talk about it. Also, the month of April, I think it's April 8th, is National Fitness Day. And I would like to commemorate that for the entire month of April. So if there's anyone out there that are fitness trainers, into health foods, into physical training, into meal prep plans or whatever, and would like to come on the show and share your business or what you're doing, definitely inbox either of us, and we'll definitely get back to you, and we'll highlight you, your business, your website, or whatever you're doing for the month of April. So definitely get back to us, because like I said, in April, we're commemorating National Health and Fitness Month for the entire month, although it's really only recognized on April 8th. But anyway, I had a very interesting video I want to share with you guys tonight on domestic violence. It's another YouTuber. He does skits. Some of you may have heard of him. His name is Tim Bay. Tim Bay is a YouTuber and influencer. I've seen him on T.S. Madison show many times. He's hilarious. And his skits, he does all the characters. So I was watching his YouTube channel, I think it was yesterday, and I ran across this very interesting video. And I thought it went very well with what we're talking about tonight, and it's gonna set the stage. So let me just get right into this video, and then we're gonna talk about it. Let's see.
Best friend, I hope you ready to get your ass whooped in some spades, bitch. You know I stay ready for the spades. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. Why you upset? What happened to your face? Oh, this girl, you know I'm so clumsy, bitch, you know. Have that nigga been hitting you? He said he wasn't gonna do it no more. He really sorry. He outside and he just wanna talk to me real quick. He outside of who house and wanna talk to who? Please. Fifi. Bitch, please. Please don't do nothing stupid, please. I'm not gonna do nothing stupid. Only under one condition. He gotta talk to you inside the house, and I'll be in the other room looking out just in case. Hey, either you gonna call him in here, or I'm about to go out there. What? Hey, can you come inside and talk to me real quick? She not even gonna be in here. She in the room. Just come inside, man, please. All right. I'll be back.
Baby.
Mm-hmm. My name's Fifi.
I deserve that. I deserve that.
You promised me you'll never hit me, and you lied.
Fifi, I'm truly sorry.
I'm always sorry.
Mainly from the bottom of my heart.
Heart? So, Oh, you got one of those?
Look, bitch, I'm trying to apologize to you. But if you're going to sit here with a motherfucking attitude and not listen,
you going to hit me again like the pussy ass nigga that you are?
What?
She had said, are you going to hit her again like the pussy ass nigga that you are?
So you putting your nose in messy ass friends in our business again?
I think you should leave. Leave? No, this party just getting started. He might run things over there at your house, but over here, in this motherfucker, he got me fucked up.
Hey, man, who the fuck you think you talking to, bitch? Bitch. Did I stutter?
Uh-oh. No, you ain't stutter. But you about to be once this bullet get off of your motherfucking ass.
So this who the fuck we done came to? And ho, if you gonna pull a motherfucking gun out on me, bitch, you better use it.
Who's stuttering now, bitch? What have you done?
911, what is your emergency?
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you send help, please?
Ma'am, calm down. What's going on? Is everything okay?
My best friend and her boyfriend, they were having a physical altercation, and I tried to stop him from hitting her, and he charged at me. And I had no choice but to shoot him in self-defense. Please send help.
Okay, ma'am, remain calm. I'm sending a police officer and an ambulance.
Thank you.
Okay, just remain calm.
What you hit me for? For letting this dead ass nigga put his hands on you from the get? You gonna question me talking about some, babe, what have you done? Kill his motherfucking ass. What the fuck wrong with you? This nigga putting his hands on you and you asking me, what have I done? You are my best friend, bitch. I would literally kill for you. Fuck him. He wasn't no real motherfucking man. Best friend, what if you go to jail behind this? I rest peacefully at night in my jail cell long as I know that this fuck nigga ain't putting his hands on you. I was stupid in love with him. And I was hoping that one day he'd change. But he never did. It only got worse. And I feared. Every day I fear for my life.
If I can't help you, can't nobody help you.
As I was watching the video, the only person I can think about is TeAma.
That's her. That's her. She that friend.
TeAma the friend, yes.
Yep. I slapped you for even being with this fool, beating up on you.
Yeah, that's all. When I saw it, I said, yeah, this is definitely TeAma.
But, again, Tony, do I pull up?
That you do.
I don't give a fuck if I'm going, who? I pull all the way up.
That's true. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the scene. Anyone have ever experienced domestic violence, either physically, personally, or have witnessed it through friends, relatives, family members? Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
The floor is open.
Do whoopings count?
Was that spanking, discipline, or child abuse?
Nah, that was...
Do whoopings count?
Well, I had a cousin who that same situation where he at the end of where he shot her and said, if I can't have you, no one else can have you. And she was in that same situation. She tried to get out of the abusive relationship. She broke it off with him many, many times. He went to where she was, just like this video, went to where she was and blew her brains out. And he's right before he blew her brains out, he said, if I can't have you, no one else can have you. And then he blew his own brains out. He's like, if I can't have you, no one else can have you. That's it.
He killed her and himself?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Anyone else?
I had a cousin that was in a relationship. Her husband, took her life, and I don't really know the details of it too much, but from what the neighbors were saying, because they live, far away from us, but from what the neighbors were saying, and it was all on the news, they said, yeah, we knew getting like beat or whatever. So that's, yeah.
Your cousin was a male or female?
It was a she. Her husband killed her.
Oh, I thought you said she took her own life. Her husband killed her.
Yeah.
Wow. Has anybody, because usually when you hear the topic of domestic violence or domestic abuse, you tend to think it's the female that's getting abused or getting battered. But you do know that men also are abused or in these situations and get beat up or get verbally abused, physically abused.
Ass whoop.
That too. It's not always just the female. But most of the time, and I'm not even going to say it's 50-50, but I'm going to just say that most times it's known that it's the female because she's more prone to telling or calling the police or seeking help. Whereas most men, because of their super masculinity, they're more reluctant to tell or say anything or bring forth or say anything about it. It's almost
you're gonna look like a punk.
Right. It's almost,
let a female beat your behind.
It's almost like rape. A woman's gonna tell that she was raped, but man's never gonna tell that he was raped because a man can be raped.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say it's just like rape. They be embarrassed.
Right,
what man you gonna say? My woman beat on me or she abused me.
And she took the meat.
Well, it ain't so much. Go ahead, E.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, that's one element too. But at the same time, even if let's say a dude does say it, nobody's gonna believe it and nobody's gonna take it seriously. Like, very rarely does anybody take it seriously. That if I was to say, yeah, man, my girlfriend beat me up. Why you letting her beat you up? They automatically throw it back on you.
Mm-hmm.
That's
exactly.
Can I tell you why some men would allow women to beat them up?
Go ahead.
Because it's unfair in our society, but it's so true. Soon as he put his hands back on her, then it's gonna be
the narrative
beat her up and he messed her up and da. Nobody's gonna think about the fact that she was in there throwing bows and throwing punches and knocking him out. But soon as he put his hands back on her, first thing gonna be said is, "Oh, cuff him." The first thing they're gonna do when they get there is cuff you.
True.
But just like a woman leave after the first time a man put his hands on her, like she's supposed to, he could leave the first time she put her hands on him.
That's so true.
That's true too.
Like he chose to stay there, just like the women at first choose to stay.
Yes, true.
Until they have a reality check and a couple of black eyes and broken ribs.
Or death.
What do you mean? See, I'll be like, that would never happen.
I didn't want to go that far, but that's the end result, yes.
Go ahead, Legacy.
I just think something Don Allen said, and it's taboo in society that we first of all, we're taught as men that we're not supposed to put our hands on a woman, even if she hits us.
True.
That's what that's just taught, and I don't know who would tell somebody that it's okay to let somebody put their hands on somebody. I'm okay with defending yourself. But I'm not okay with you being the aggressor. No woman should put her hands on a man because with every reaction, there's a reaction.
Hey, Adrian. Hey, sis.
So when I hear, hey, Adrian, when I hear about abuse, we were taught mentally or subliminally that when we hear the word abuse, we go straight to a woman image, that she's the only one and children are the only ones that can be abused. I've never seen any flyer or poster where a male was the image that was portraying abuse. He's always portraying the abuser. And it's crazy. Hold on. But when I think about abuse, we think about abuse. It's more mental than it is physical now, and it's a more serious topic because some people feel like mentally you can control someone.
Explain mental abuse.
I've never been a person to put my hand.
Could you explain mental abuse?
What'd you say, E?
Could you explain?
From what I understand of it, mental abuse is emotionally being derogative, talking down, belittling, making someone feel that they're not worth anything, making them feel beneath life itself. It's almost a form of bullying.
True.
So most people, when I think about, abuse, especially being a man, Don Allen and Ezra both was right. If I call the police and say, hey, my chick is beating this out of me, get here. When they get there, they're not there to arrest anyone. They're there to see what's going on, and they are there to try to get understanding of why a man is talking about his wife is whooping his ass.
Okay,
but
so
when the narrative goes,
Adrian said,
the narrative goes when.
Go ahead.
The narrative goes when a woman calls. When a woman calls 911, they come there to arrest somebody.
True.
And when they get there and that woman is crying, regardless if she's been touched or anything, she could not have been touched. They are going to handcuff the man and sit him in the car, having no proof, haven't had no marks, no bruises. That man is going to get put in that car. And they're going to tell me it's for everyone's safety. And she has the first opportunity to speak and sell her story.
True.
And then I'm going to just tell you this. It just depends on how fine and how dramatic that woman is, because police officers are human too.
True.
And they feel like they got away with women because if she's been in a distress mode and that individual that come there may have an infatuation from how beautiful she is, he can play the hero role. And you going to jail.
Yep.
No proof. They will tell you, we will let the courts figure that out. But tonight you got to leave here. And they take you to jail. So when I hear about domestic abuse, I mean, you have to really dig into it and be able to get both sides of the story, because I believe if it's going to be domestic abuse, both parties need to add to jail and let the judge sort it out like that. One person shouldn't go to jail.
Adrian said, I suffer from mental abuse so bad from an ex. I had PTSD for 2 years after the relationship. So what I did was I did a Google search. It says psychological abuse, often called emotional abuse, is a form of abuse characterized by a person subjecting or exposing another person to behavior that may result in psychological trauma, including anxiety, chronic depression, or post-traumatic stress disorder.
I have another comment.
DeAndre Jackson says, Tonio, what's up, bro? Good evening to the panel. Hey, how you doing, D?
What's up?
I'm assuming it's pronounced DeAndre.
Treyon, what's good, baby?
Adrian said exactly.
What Legacy was saying about how we were taught as men to never lay hands on a woman. I was taught that, but then my mom put a little spin on that. My mom said, this is what my mom said, just like Legacy said. When I was growing up, my mom said, if you're the aggressor, don't put your hand on a woman. My mama said, but if a female is sitting up there whooping on your ass, my mama said, I don't care who she is. My mama said, tear that head up. And if they want to get mad and get upset about it, she said,
hold on, Donnell. Adrian says, all of that, I suffered from that. I hate to keep cutting y'all off. When the comments come in, I'm cutting y'all. So I apologize in advance.
I'm pointing at TeAma.
Huh? What?
I'm pointing at TeAma.
Let me tell you, my rule is, because I'm not going to sit here at like, depending on how you piss me off, I hit you real quick. But one thing about me, anybody that know me, I'm going to lock the door and I'm not going to call the police. You'll wind up calling my mama or my brother or sister before I would.
Not the police.
You even call the police, we done. I hate a police ass nigga. Listen.
So I'm gonna be a police ass nigga because if you hit me, I'm gonna make sure you spend a few nights in there.
Nah.
Legacy a snitch. Legacy a snitch. I'll call him.
Oh, yeah. He gonna be the first one to come bar me out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, he say, man, if a woman hits you, you get out the area, make sure you okay. Go back to the house. Wait till she sleep. Get you a bucket of water and dump it on her. That's what he told me. He either said that or go around the corner and pee in the cup. Throw that on her.
Hey, Miss Beverly.
Hey, mother-in-law.
Hi, Miss Beverly. So in my opinion, I don't condone men putting their hands on women. But if you provoking a man and you put your hands on him, like I'm 37, I don't put my hands on men unless I'm ready for that fight. And I'm expecting to hit back. Because we finna fight for real. If I'm bold enough to put my hands on you, we should be fighting. Because I crossed the line.
Hit me back. Hit me back.
You let me be the ones that be like, hit me, hit me, hit me.
When push comes to shove, it'd be a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nah, that's all I was saying. Like women to say, yeah, hit me then, hit me, blah, blah, blah.
Hit me!
Hey, right. Soon as you hit her, he hit me, he closed up my left eye.
First of all,
this is the thing that I don't understand.
Now listen. Hold on, Tony. Before you go, let me say this. There is a time that I think a man should take a ass whipping from his chick, and not fight back at all.
When?
And that is if you got God damn.
We all tuned in.
If he gets caught cheating and that woman is destroyed and she caught him and she go to swinging on him, man, just ball up, take the licks, and then grab her, after a while, because she really ain't been a person that really fights you anyway. So I believe sometimes you have to take an ass whipping because you did something.
Nah.
It depends on the woman. Yes. Because you get a woman like TeAma or me, ain't no balling up. All of the balling up in the world is not gonna help you from these blows. Ain't no powders over here. Ain't no powders.
Listen,
Especially when you make me mad on
Weezy.
some junk that don't make no sense.
My my second ex-wife, she tried to hit me with a car, but I didn't call the police.
With a what?
She tried to hit me with her car.
Oh, you must have showed your ass for real.
No, because I told her my truth. Because I told her the truth. My truth. And
I
told her my truth. And she tried to hit me with her car.
Sound about right.
Had to be
I probably would, if you talk about what I think you're talking about, I probably would have tried to run you over twice. I would have tried to run you over twice.
This is
me too.
My thing.
One forward and reverse to be the second time.
I need maybe you guys, maybe I need all of you on the panel and you guys down in the comment section, please shed some light on what I'm about to say and try to make me understand, because I just can't fathom the idea of me and a person being in a relationship and you've been there, let's say 2 years or 3 years or even 6 months, and everything appears to be physically and spiritually and emotionally and everything going perfectly. Good sex, good vibes, good energy. You know, you're building an empire. You have beautiful conversation, and then all of a sudden, someone feels that they have the right to place their hand on you. I just can't understand that. I've never been in an abusive relationship. I have seen them. I had a friend that was so crazy that he didn't feel, it was a guy, he didn't feel that his partner liked him or loved him unless they were beating him. And he would provoke them. I don't mean a beating. I mean like
not drag out.
Tire irons, big wheels, pogo sticks, broom handles.
No, for real. One step from ICU, damn near dead.
And I saw this and then when I would try to come between them and stop it, and they would be like, no, you know, he loved me, he ain't gonna do it no more, blah, 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 blah. What? That wasn't love.
You know what? And go ahead, finish.
No, make me understand.
That's part of the reason I was telling the girl I'm with. I was like, man, I ain't gonna lie. If we have girls, I can't be the one to beat them, because like I think that I'm doing this because I love you. I think it links. So if a girls get beat by a guy, like, I'm doing this because I love you. Oh well, my dad did. You're making sense. So that's so maybe, you know, that person was in a similar predicament. I think like a lot of psychological behavior, well, I know it starts in childhood and it sticks. So
true.
That's my 2 cents on that.
I will say this, sir. I never thought about it that way before. Nikki says that's not love, that's fatal attraction. But I never thought about it like that before, the way you just said it. When you get a spanking at the child, they say, I do this because I love you. And how it could resonate as an adult.
Huh? Those are two different types of ass whippings.
But as
but it still could resonate as an adult like that.
I'm not knocking
this topic.
TeAma has said that way before now, and she says that all the time that her dad has never disciplined her physically.
But this crazy lady right here done told my head off.
I have a 9-year-old daughter.
Nikki said both should just walk away.
If it's gonna be like that, but I have a 9-year-old daughter, and my discipline, if I have to spank her, has nothing to do with somebody taking their hand and busting up against her face. If as TeAma and T Savage have both said, you have to teach your children the difference between the two. There is a discipline, and then you can't discipline another adult. So nobody can't beat your face and tell you that they love you and then you psychologically connect that my daddy spanked me when I went in the store and stole, and I got a popping for that, so that now that allows me to let another man beat me. No, it doesn't.
I got a question. Do you want to run that risk? Are you?
I am gonna have to run it because I'm gonna discipline my daughter.
Now we just did a video. I don't know if you've seen it, Ezra, but for the viewers also, a few weeks ago we did a video. It was called "Protecting Our Daughters." So go back and watch that video. It's on the YouTube channel, and basically what the video was telling us was like Ezra and Legacy was saying, basically you become a product of your environment. You become what you see. This little girl, she grew up watching her father beat her mother. So when she got older and she started dating a guy and he beat her, she didn't leave because to her that was normal.
No.
It's like, because she knew her mom loved her dad and her mom didn't leave. Mm-hmm. So the show that I love this man here, although he's beating my behind on a daily basis, I can't leave because I love him. And that's a form of love. So when her dad stepped to the plate and was trying to beat the boyfriend up to keep the boyfriend from beating his daughter, she took her man's side, her boyfriend's side, because Dad, this is normal. This is what you taught me.
Well, can I say this? The behaviors it's a learned thing, and it's also those behaviors can also come from previous relationships as well. Because I've been with someone who, when I get angry, when I may have gotten angry, I may have balled up my fist, but it's not balling up my fist because I want to hit you. I'm balling up my fist because I'm so angry. I'm just thinking, calm down, get yourself together, don't do whatever. But that person, because of the fact they've been in a relationship where they've been abused, oh, you gonna hit me? That's what you getting ready to do? You getting ready to hit me? That's what you gonna do? You hit me. That's what you need to do. If that's what you need to do to feel better. And I'm just like, I'm just balling up my fist because I'm angry. I'm not trying to hit you. Why you don't never smack me? Why don't you never hit me? Why don't you never? I don't want to hit you. I don't want to. Have you been with somebody that dogged you that bad and that screwed you up that much mentally that you don't feel like I love you because I ain't never smacked you across the face, or I ain't never smacked you in your head, or I ain't never beat you, I ain't never punched you, so you feel like I don't love you because I ain't never smacked you up? Like, have that person jack you up that bad?
Adrian said, but some people think that's the abuser's way of showing love.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that and I'm talking a lot because my brother say I don't speak enough. So
you don't.
But what's it called? Another thing that's not mentioned, it could be one thing, right? People say, well, I'm doing this because I love you. Also, have we ever thought about that pain is included in the package of any relationship? So, like, man, they hit me, but I know they're not showing me love, but in relationships, bad things happen. We gonna get hurt, and that just might be it's included in that box when I'm dating so and so, or when I'm with blah blah blah. That's one thing, and like why people make.
Well,
Esther says, Adrian, she agrees with you.
I think sometimes, I like what Don Allen said, and that's interesting what you said. I just think that sometimes, it's definitely something learned. Like, for instance, me growing up, and this is one reason why no woman that I've ever dated would ever tell you that I've ever got angry enough or mad enough to want to put my hands on them. Me getting angry would be me staying out later than what I'm supposed to, trying to find something else to get in, to get past that what I'm feeling. But
to get his ass whooped for real.
So
I said to get your ass whooped for real.
But nobody stood up. But
you done change the locks on that ass, TeAma. TeAma, if you done change the locks on that ass, come home, can't get in. My key broke. Nah, your key ain't broke. I changed some locks. That part.
But I just I watch my mom, and I don't really share this story a lot. I probably have shared it maybe 4 times in my entire life. when I was
Nikki
about
said, I will walk away from something less, so putting your hands on me is a no-no. I just thank God I have never been in an abusive relationship. I feel for anyone who has, woman or man.
I remember being 9, and my mother had a boyfriend she was dating, and we stayed in an apartment complex. And one night, I guess, you know, and at this time, my mama, she was taking care of 3 boys, so we all was staying in a 1-bedroom house. And so my mother had a bed in our room, and we had our bed with the, you know, we had a little curtain thing that blocked off or whatever. And I remember the gentleman came over to the house, and me and my brother was in the living room, and he came in and went in our room and closed the door. And I remember hearing my mother telling him, you know, no, just open the door and you need to leave or whatever. And he didn't want to leave. So me being the oldest brother, I go to the door and I'm trying to open the door, but he had his back to the door. And
you was about 4'3".
Now I was probably about 3'1.5".
That's the same height he is now. What you talking about?
I'm just saying, I'm taller than you, Savage.
No, you not.
Check it. Let me finish my story. So as I'm pushing the door, trying to get in, the dude got his back to the door. And he don't want to let me in, and he ain't trying to let my mama out. But he got his back to the door. So I run in the kitchen. At that time, you know, they had them long butcher knives with the big wood handle. So,
yeah, I remember them.
So hold
on. Esther said, Mr. Legacy, you don't need to put your hands on anyone. Your mouth does the job. Yeah, because she got that short man complex. That's what that is.
So I go to the door, I go to the kitchen, and I come back with the butcher knife. And you know, I don't know if y'all had these doors going up, but they look like doors, but they hollow in between. Yeah. So I'm beating on the door, and I tell him, I say, you better let my mom out the room, And he was like, go sit down somewhere. So I took the knife, thinking I'm not going to stick through the door, but I stabbed the door. Boom. The butcher knife went through the wood and went straight into his lungs. And when I brought the knife back out, it was just blood on it. I'm like, what the heck? So I hear him hit the floor. My mama moved him out of the way, and she opened the door. And when she opened the door, he was there bleeding to death right there. So my mama took the butcher knife out my hand. And she was like, go next door, call the police. So the police came and everything. I hadn't already told my brothers, you know, don't say nothing. So when the police came, they bring ambulance and everything.
Even as a child, you know how to be a criminal. Don't say nothing.
That's not being.
You know what? Y'all gonna leave Legacy alone. I got you.
Alma says, what happens if you are in an abusive relationship, mentally, emotionally, or even physically, and want to get out of the situation, yet you might not be able to due to financial problems or other circumstances?
I don't.
I would say this to you.
By any means, you can't fix your financial problems regardless.
Your life is worth more. I've seen people that have left with nothing and started all over again. Your life means
you can't pay your life if you dead.
Right.
I think this is why it's so good to have a great family net, to where you got people that are willing to take you and your children in and remove you out of the situation, because it's way much harder to evict yourself from a home and abuse with 3 or 4 kids when you have nowhere to go.
Exactly. That's why, and some people don't have family.
And that's why it's always best. That's why it's always best to remember that sometime in life you have to go back across a bridge. And respecting your mom and dad and aunties and uncles while you're growing up allow you to have those avenues, and treating friends right allow you to have those avenues to escape. When you don't have no way to escape from and to go to, it makes it that much more deadlier and that much harder to leave.
I'm gonna say this.
Hold on, Ezra. To answer Alma, what happens? Well, Alma, there's organizations out there for help. One, definitely the police. Two, friends and family. Three, there's a phone number right there at the bottom of the screen, the National Domestic Hotline. There's 2 numbers there to call. So you got to reach out to them. Some of those phone numbers, some of those agencies, even in the city of West Palm Beach, they have a 211 helpline. They can refer you to different agencies and different resources that's in the city. Most cities have a 211 line, and that's usually a helpline for your city within your jurisdiction. So definitely reach out and to somebody. You got to make it known, make it verbally, because no one can help you if you don't cry for help. Like I said, this is a cry for help. That's the name of the topic. Domestic violence, a cry for help. So, and it's so sad, and sometimes you may feel that you can't go to friends and family because they may be friends or family to the abuser. They may go back and tell the abuser. They may run their mouth. So you can't trust that person. Try your pastor. If you're a member of a church or a synagogue, try your pastor. Maybe speak to your HR director on your job. They're full of resources. But definitely do something, and don't stay there and be abused, because what happens when the abuser goes too far and now you're dead? Even if you're in a situation where you may have children in the situation, they even have battered wives or battered women situations where they could place the woman and her children. There's places and organizations out there, so definitely reach out and make it be known to somebody, but don't just stand there or stay there and do nothing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, E.
Man, that was a better answer than mine, man.
Hi. Hi, going next to save my life.
Yeah, I was just finna say, if you got feet, you got a ride, and if you got a car, you got a house.
True that.
What about the people who don't have a car or a house and they have these children? They try to get into these shelters and get turned away, because I know people that have been turned away from shelters with children. Yes. So it's like, what do you tell them? Like, you can't come stay with me.
Man.
So you go to the police department, you go to the firehouse, you keep going.
Yeah, if it's situation, like if it's life or death, man, if you in a situation like that and you ain't got nobody, no money, honestly, man, I'd go to like DCF, say, hey man, I need to turn my children all in.
I'm sorry. Esther said, yes, he's having a short man complex. That's why he's so loud all the time, Esther. Miss Esther. Uh-huh.
But Savage is dead right when it comes to the there's a major, especially here in West Palm Beach, Riviera Beach, Florida, there's a major shortage of shelters here for women that are being abused and kids not having nowhere to be at in that matter. And when you go to a place like that and they tell you there's nothing, I'm sorry, we full, there's nothing we can do, it's like actually taking that mother and them children and actually lining them up on the wall and say, shoot me. Because I'm gonna tell you quick, I remember it had to be like in 2010 over here off of 28th Street in Riviera Beach. A man killed his wife and like 4 kids across the street from the church. And the crazy thing was, 2 of the kids that was in the house were the neighbor's kids. He allowed them 2 kids to leave the house. He told them, go home. We won't be seeing you anymore. He told those 2 kids to go home to their parents. As he let them walk out the door, he turned around and shoot the mama in the head. Boom. and then turn around and shoot each of those kids and kill them. They were right across the street from Hilltop Church of Christ. And I just don't I couldn't fathom blowing my kids' brains out because I'm that upset about anything. I mean, I don't understand it, but I definitely know when they went and told more about the story that it was told that this woman had reached out to several organizations, these organizations right around here, and all they kept telling her was we didn't have any room. So they made her go back to the abuser because nobody else in her family, or even if she had family here or not, she didn't have anywhere to go take her kids. So when you don't have funds, it could have been so easy for any organization to have said, I'm gonna put you and your kids up in a motel for 2 months until we get a spot for you.
Or even if they didn't have the funds to pay for a hotel, let's say if they have a facility where they have mothers and kids living, and let's say, just using TeAma for example, let's say TeAma is one of the battered wives and she got 3 kids in a room. Okay, and then Savage comes with her 2 kids. Well, we don't have no more beds and no more room, but we can put a blanket or cot and squeeze you in here. And guess what? TeAma gonna understand because she's in the same situation.
Yes.
So push you back out there. So
exactly.
We're gonna be a little crowded and tight, but y'all gonna be safe.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely like Savage say, it's definitely a shortage in West Palm Beach for protections and stuff like that. But another thing too is a lot of families, when they do go get assistance for that type of thing, a lot of people try to move you out of that state and send you somewhere else where you can start over, and they're gonna help you with the funding. But a lot of those abused people don't want to leave the area that they're in. So they also tie the hands of the people who trying to help them. So it's domestic violence is really one of the hardest things to deal with because it's just unpredictable. Because like I told you a story one time, I went to go get into a domestic violence situation with my sister's boyfriend. And she done told me he done beat her up. So me and a few more people, and then I got people that's in Georgia lined up to go handle this. But as I'm on my journey to go there, I get a phone call telling me,
That's a signal.
You cry for help, and then when they help you, you go right back. So a lot of people burn their resources.
And that's exactly what it is, TeAma.
Right.
And she, on my way there, this girl called me and told me, bro, what you doing? Oh, I'm in Raw. Don't you come up here with all that stuff.
I've seen it, Legacy, I've seen it so bad to where just like that video with Tim Bay about, they come to her rescue, but she gonna say, why you put your hands on my man? Oh, Lord, and go running to him, trying to protect him. Oh, baby, are you hurt? Are you okay, baby? You good?
Yeah.
You the one told me. Crazy tale. Now you gonna get mad. And then I've seen it so I've had a friend that his sister would not call him or talk to him after he beat up her boyfriend. After he done beat on her. Talking about you ain't have to put your hands on him. You could have left that alone. I just told you he hit me.
See, I
feel like you only call for backup if you know you're done. You have to be sure. Because the backup numbers that I have, you don't dial those if you're on that bullshit. You don't call if you're playing.
Yeah. Is this
because once you dial these numbers, ain't no coming back from that.
Yep.
Answer me this question
My
here.
brothers are psycho. I don't do it.
I know somebody that hold on. Let me show this comment real quick.
Kamal
said I had recommended 211 to many people, and they always seem to be able to help people with needs.
Yes, I gave out that number.
I really feel like it depends on it. Honestly, it depends on what time of the month you call some of those numbers, because most of the time they give their funding out in the beginning of the month. You call it at the end of the month, you might be SOL till the new month start. What you supposed to do in that time gap between when they get additional funding? And it's crazy, but that's what it is.
Let me tell you, we'll be up under a bridge or something, because I can't take
Adrian said, right. Yeah. Right, sis. That's real.
Right. But answer me this question.
Adrian said, don't call me if you don't mean it. Don't call. I'm with Adrian. Don't call me in vain. You call me because this nigga sure not doing this. Don't call me unless you want some action. Kamal said, women 100% get help. Men, they tell them where to go, but it's nothing like the help they have for men.
See, for women.
He must have meant to say for women. Now, I will agree with you, Kamal. They don't give help to women, to men like they do women. Because they're going to laugh in his face for even reporting it.
Exactly. I just want to say, Kamal, hope you had a wonderful anniversary. I don't know if you saw last video, but we definitely dedicated a segment in there for you. So you may want to go back and look at the last video that you wasn't on with us live, but we definitely gave you a shout out and definitely thought about you. So happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary, Kamal.
Listen, Shorty Doo-Wop. Where my remote at?
Okay.
Kamal said if someone tells a woman they are full, there are other opportunities. I have a friend who get these calls in the midnight hour due to her job, and they always get help. But that's one particular area. Like, I'm pretty sure, no offense, Kamal, that's one specific area. There are other areas that are not as reactive as the area that your friend is in, especially in neighborhoods with low class, citizens.
Answer this question. I have a female friend of mine. She was in 2 previous relationships. One, she stabbed the spouse, and one, she shot the spouse. Is that insane?
These 2 different spouses?
2 different relationships.
Think about it, Anya.
What you talk about? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So is that crazy or insane?
I think it is. If I have to hurt you physically or call the police, I don't need to be with you, like, ever. Like, if I feel in danger to my life, I can't. At this point in my life, stabbing and shooting, I'm gonna risk my freedom to prove a point.
In my defense, we were 19.
He's talking about a friend, so what you talking about in your defense?
This person was hella tall and bigger than us.
It was you.
He didn't say TeAma, he said a friend. That myself. I was running your mouth.
Oh yeah, but we don't. But this dude was big, so I had to bring him to my side.
But let me ask you.
Yes, in TeAma's defense, he was pretty big. He was big.
This dude was big.
How many people on this panel have witnessed their father abusing their mother or their mother abusing their father? And what I mean by that, I don't always mean physical. I'm talking about emotionally and verbally when it comes to living in a house where these individuals are supposed to love y'all, but they show traits of abuse.
Me.
I grew up in a house with very private parents. So they were the type of parents that adult situations or things they were dealing with were never brought up in front of us. They never, like, I've never witnessed them argue. They've never had an argument in front of us. And that's a rare case. It's rare because everybody I know freaking argue that's married. But we grew up, we never saw them argue. We never witnessed anything like that. They were very private about adult affairs. So not in my household.
My dad will do one thing and tell you straight up, don't you ever let no man do that to you. A man put his hands on you, kill him.
Esther said, what if you are afraid for your life? What if you want to leave but your life is being threatened? Because keep in mind, this person knows pretty much everything about you. And that's true too. What if you want to leave, you want to go to somebody's house, but he know where you be at. He finna go to everybody's house to find you, to figure out where his woman at.
Let me tell you, if your life is being threatened, it's only a matter of time till he actually act on it and kill you regardless. So I say at least go out trying to get out.
TeAma, listen, like y'all say, each one of y'all have brothers and cousins that whomever y'all date understand that to do something to either one of you brings about a whirlwind of trouble. Now, the only way a man goes to another, let's say you at your brother's house. The only way a man goes to another man's house to talk to his spouse is if he looks at your brother or sister or mama or daddy as weak. So if that individual already knows that if I go here, there's a chance that I'm gonna carry an ass whipping from going here. Most men, they will wait outside or somewhere away to try to catch that individual. And I do understand that there is some men that are crazy enough to do that. But when you're crazy enough to go to somebody else's house, that's where you're supposed to end up laying it for the rest of eternity. Right there. Your soul resides in hell right there when you come to somebody else's house looking to talk to somebody who asked you done already wore.
What's that, Alan?
Well, what I was going to say was, when she said, how do you get out of that situation? Well, let me see, Esther. And keep in mind, this person knows pretty much everything about you. What I would do is throw everything in a bag, if I could, whatever I could throw. If I have a car, get in that car, go and drive as far north or south as I can get, and go to a no-tell motel where you don't have to sign the register, or you don't have to use a credit card, where you can use cash, even if it's an old nasty, low-down, seedy motel. Book into that motel under an assumed name. And don't use no credit card or nothing. Don't use no credit card to get gas. Go to the ATM beforehand. Get out as much money as you can get out. Go, because I know someone that had to do this, had to actually escape. Get as much money out as you can get out for your daily limit, and do everything cash. Your gas, your food, your everything, and lay low until you can get in touch with authorities or whatever and let them know that this person is threatening you.
Kamal said, police are frequently attacked by the person that made the distress call when the police begins to handle the aggressor. I feel like when they call the police, they automatically assume that the male is the aggressor and put him in the car, like you said, to try to fill out the situation, because they feel like the man is less of a threat than the female. But if you get that right female, she's going to be even more of a threat than the man is, okay?
And you know why she's more of a threat? Because the average police officer, especially that lives and grew up in your neighborhood, then kind of knows you and went to school, they're not going to be they're trying their best not to be as physical with that woman than they are with a man. So I agree with you on that, Savage. They're definitely not trying to, battle that woman, and that allows the woman to be more aggressive due to the fact that they're not trying to be aggressive with her. What's wrong? But what do y'all feel about children watching the abuse? How do you think, verbal and physical abuse, like I guess it's what Ezra and Savage said earlier about, having that abuse committed over and over and over inside of the house continually leaves imprints in the brain and memory and make it okay for the next person to be with them in life in a relationship, that's a form of showing them. Is that a form of showing them this is how you love somebody?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
they
believe so.
potentially become either one of those. They could become the abuser or the abused. If I'm taught, if I'm a young man and I see my dad beating on his wife, hey, well, she's still with him, so hey, I don't think there's nothing wrong if she step out of line to get her back in line. You know, my dad always told me, he said, hey, if when you get married, uh go over to their house and observe their parents. How they treat each other is how they gonna treat you. So when children are, it's learned behavior. They, if they see one parent abusing the other, either they say, hey, well, it's okay they accept the abuse. It's okay to be abused and to be the abuser. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
Go ahead, Donella.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna say exactly what he just said. Yeah. It does, because it shows them that, this is the normal way that we communicate with each other. And this is normal. This is if they grow up thinking that that's why I kind of said I thank God that my mom and my dad got divorced before I was born. Well, not before I was born, but right after I was born. So my dad wasn't in the home, because if I would have seen what my mom said, went on between them, then I would have thought that was normal to do as well. Because they used to go back and forth on each other. They used to beat up on each other. And so
Kamal said, I did. My wife and I saw it, and being the mushy people we are, one or both of us cried.
Are you talking about our dedication to him?
Yeah.
Oh.
Kamal, you are hilarious.
What's up, number 2?
Yes, he's number 2, because your daughter's definitely number 1, and she made it clear to him. She let Kamal know. Oh no, you're not number 1. I'm number 1.
But check it. I watched my mom go through that, and seeing that, and two things help mold me to never want to be an abusive man to a woman. One, enduring that, watching my mama go through that from the ages of 6 to 10, going through that, and then getting my ass whooped in the 3rd grade by Ebony McDougal solidified.
I want to meet her. I want to meet this warrior. I want to meet this child, female warrior, as an adult, and I'm gonna give her props, high five, and take her to lunch.
Listen, I don't want to run, because I said I never wanted to run into another one of her again. So the best way for me not to run into one of her again is just never to put my hand on a woman. And so those 2 incidents solidified that Legacy could never be a woman beater.
Was she talking to you, Legacy?
Everybody's taller than Legacy. Everybody's taller than him.
Oh, you mad? You big mad?
Crazy. You can never be big mad.
All right, so
gosh.
Here's a question.
I can be 100% mad.
Go ahead, Ezra.
Yeah, here's a question for the panel. And this one, I have my answer, but cause everybody to think. If you witness somebody in an abusive relationship and they want help, do you all, like, they verbally say they want help, but they're not leaving? What do you do?
Who's the person that's saying it? Is it a stranger, or is it a friend, or who is it?
It's somebody close. It's a friend, family, that anybody, stranger, it could be.
My response would be, well, let's make a plan as to how we're gonna maneuver this and how we're gonna make this work. And me personally, I would seek outside resources from different organizations to put a plan into place, and let's get this runaway slave plan together. You gotta get away from that abuser. Like,
well, mine would be slightly different because of the fact that if they've made it clear that they're not leaving, because you just said that they're not leaving. So they made it clear they're not leaving. It doesn't matter what I put into place or what I suggest or decide or direct them to do. They're not leaving. So they're still going to be in that situation.
Maybe they can't leave. Maybe he got the phone. Maybe he got her hostage. Like, you never know how deep the abuse goes.
Well, it goes like what I think it was about 2-3 weeks ago. We was talking about how when people get kidnapped and they get kidnapped for so long that the kidnapper can actually go get a goddamn job and leave them home all day untied up.
The Stockholm syndrome, yes.
Yeah, and they actually home by themselves. Ain't nobody stopping them from leaving, and they can't leave the house. So sometimes I guess the Stockholm syndrome it is another form of control or abuse in those type of relationships also. So as they say in almost everything, if you can control the head, you can control the mind, you can control the body. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the mental is stronger than the physical.
Definitely.
Yes. The answer to that question, until that person is really, really ready, there's nothing you can do to help them.
Yeah.
That's the answer to that.
Ezra, is that a hypothetical situation or somebody you know?
It's a hypothetical, but I arrived at that answer from witnessing a situation like that.
Okay, so let me ask you this here, so I could probably better answer the question. When I said I'm doing nothing because the person isn't willing to leave, so are they willing to leave?
I always say nobody's willing until they do.
Okay.
Like, and when I say do, I mean that there has to be a substantial amount of action. Not like, oh well, I got the paperwork, or I the number you gave me to dial, I got it. Not until they actually put in the action something I don't think they're willing to leave.
Oh, so I stand stern on my answer. Then there's nothing I can do, because no matter what I do or suggest, direct, put in action, they're gonna stay there and receive those ass whoopings on a regular, like it's normal.
Because I mean, fortunately, I mean the person that I saw wasn't killed. Like they got hospitalized, and then like the government stepped in. But I just arrived at the situation. Hey man, sit back and watch. I mean, I can pray, but I mean that ain't gonna amount to much if nobody work at nothing. So it's one of them things. It's hard, like with people in relationships. I learned to stay in your place. Hey, if they comfortable being in that situation, let them do their thing.
Just get you a big bucket of hot buttered popcorn and just watch the show.
I wanted to say that, but I ain't want to. I ain't want to say that.
Ezra,
some people just don't want to get out. They just don't want to. They love it. They're comfortable there. They don't feel that's their norm. That's become the norm. And if I can't get my norm, it's basically become like a drug to them. If I can't get my daily fix of dysfunction, then I don't feel normal. I feel weird. I feel like there's something wrong with me if I can't get my daily fix of dysfunction.
I would agree with that, but even my mom will tell you, if everybody and their mom, they go against you because you in this relationship, you could actually feel that you have no way out. My mom will tell you, it took my voice to say, if you leave him, I'll go with you. And then I finally told that nigga himself, you touch my mama again and I will kill you.
So,
and let me ask this question. I love my dad more than I love her, hands down.
Let me ask you this question, everybody on the panel. Let me ask you this question. If let's say you're there when the altercation takes place, it's your sister, your brother. Do you get physically involved in that situation? What is it that you do? Because as a brother, as a father, I know, especially if it's my daughter or my nieces, it's hard for me as a man to sit there and watch this man pass this lick that rocked my daughter and knocked her to the ground. So at that time, I got a choice to make. Do I kill him or do I just try to intervene? Because I still can't remove that vision of a man putting his hand on my daughter in that way.
See,
I have a problem. I have a problem with thinking about a boy one day gonna hold my goddamn daughter's hand. So
this is what you do, Chase. This is what you do. If you see him, go to hit your daughter, make sure you have your gun in your pocket, right? You go act like you finna hit him. Let him hit you and then shoot him. And there go the legality. You all good after that.
But I think I might need to. I think you also got to weigh your options out on if you need to kill the other person too, because you don't want that person to either tell that story also about you shot him and he didn't do nothing to you. Now this person in court, the same person you was protecting, they using on the stand against you to convict you.
Right.
Kamal said the other side of the coin, when you watch that abuse happen, you may walk away saying, I will never treat my spouse like that. So watching the abuse isn't a guarantee that you will repeat what you saw.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Kamal said actions speak louder than words.
That's for you, Anthony.
Now, for me to answer that question, if I'm there and I'm witnessing the situation and it's a family member, whatever, the thing is, when you're witnessing it, trust and believe that ain't the first time it happened. Because for that man to be that comfortable to do what he's doing and in your presence, is definitely not the first time. And I promise you, it's not the first time that you, as a relative, have heard about it. So again, you gotta ask yourself: is this person gonna leave? And if I get up and do anything to this dude, is she leaving?
You can beat them behind closed doors all you want to,
but you can't do it in front of me.
What you want to do, but if you're doing that shiggity in front of my face, I'm not gonna sit here and lie saying gonna do nothing. We're gonna have a problem.
A big one.
Kamal said, if you need help, tell me. If you want to talk about the plan forever, they may not have committed to leaving the situation.
Man, I'm gonna say it like this: the platinum rule is treat people how they want to be treated. You see somebody get hit, you say, "Hey, man, you cool with that?" If they cool with it, you cool with it. If not, then you step in.
But I
gotta be careful.
Okay.
You also gotta be careful with the stepping in too, because you could be the only person laying there dead for stepping in, and they end up still be together.
If I'm stepping in, you better believe Lucy's stepping in on the side of me. I'm not stepping in low. It's me, Lucy, and God. We riding together. Okay? The three-seater.
The Trinity.
Yes. Yes. We riding together. This is a three-seater. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Y'all need you to help me with these people on this show. Please help me.
Yes, if you finna be anybody as that, like that, I'm cool with, that's especially my family or something like that. Right. You do it on your own time. When you decide to do it in my space, that's when we got a problem.
Yeah.
Because now your disrespect that came to me.
Right.
It's like, F you ain't gonna do nothing. I'm in front of you, and what? Nope. You got the right one, baby.
Double negative.
You got the right one, baby. Diet Pepsi. But yeah.
Hold on.
You know what? I ain't no better for going along with it.
Y'all both crazy.
Appreciate the backup, Apostle.
Thank you. You're welcome, dear heart.
Hold on.
The Shepherd's Heart AME Church of Royal Palm Beach. Contemporary worship for this present age. At the Shepherd's Heart, we're centered on Christ, focused on family, and united in love. We are a come-as-you-are church. No dress code, no judgment, no kidding. The Shepherd's Heart AME Church, where the pastor is yours truly, Reverend Liam South. We're an out-of-the-box ministry. Come, break out of the box with us.
Just-in-time accessories. Definitely have the bling and everything in between. TeAma Copeland is your independent paparazzi agent. Join her live online Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join her on Facebook at TeAma Sweetness Copeland or her fan page, Just-in-Time Accessories, or you can find her on YouTube at TheAnthonyBrownShow. Herice. That once again is Just-in-Time Accessories. Everything is only $5. Nickel and lead-free jewelry. TeAma Copeland, independent paparazzi agent. Just-in-time accessories. Definitely have the bling and everything in between. Check her out. The Chill Zone. WTCZ Music Box Radio. Every Monday and Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, with your host, Apostle D. You can find it every Monday and every Wednesday at youtube.com/DmanABC3. Call in and request your favorite songs. Let's have some fun. The call-in number is 682-200-9345. The Chill Zone, WTCZ Music Box Radio, every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, with your host, Apostle D. Check it out.
Welcome back. I just want to remind everyone that you're watching the Anthony Brown Show, this segment that we call the A.T.L Show. It's been quite interesting, to say the least. I'm just still baffled and toe all up in the head to think that grown people, I still just can't imagine someone allowing someone to put their hand. Because my thing is, once you put your hand on a person, that means I'm trying to beat you into subjection to see things my way. So if we're having a verbal argument or verbal altercation, that's fine. That's called communication. I make it loud, you make it loud, but we're communicating. And I'm a firm believer that we're not always going to see things the same way. But once I have to put my hand on you, then I'm trying to beat you into seeing it my way. That's almost like slavery. I gotta make you see it my way. You know, that's what Master did to the slaves. They beat him until you saw things the way Master wanted you to see it.
They broke them down.
You know, Toby. You know, so that's my mindset is, you know, if I like Savage said earlier, if I have to put my hand on you, I don't think I need to be with you. I feel that love not supposed to hurt. I mean, Tina Turner, the movie, what's love got to do with it? The only reason she stayed with Ike all them years and put up with the abuse as long as she did because she said, when she was in her family with her mom and her sister, and her mom and sister left her. She knew how it felt to have that pain with somebody leaving you, and she didn't want to put that pain on Ike by leaving him, so she stayed and put up with the abuse. And that logic to me was still crazy.
Yep, and even when she snuck out and got away, he found her.
He found her darn mammy told on her.
Her mama did. He found her. He had to call the mama to get the information, and she was dumb enough to give it.
Well, no, you got to remember she was dumb enough to give it because the mama didn't even really like anime. You got to remember it was about the fact that he bought a house for her and he gave her money.
Hey,
so she got good and bought.
But not only that movie, do y'all remember the movie that Tyler Perry had when the young lady was gonna get married to Blair Underwood? And the mama, huh?
I said, what is it? Can you say it again? I'm sorry.
I don't remember
the movie that Tyler Perry had where Blair Underwood was the man getting ready to be married and he was beating on
Mother's Family Reunion.
Yeah, Mother's Family Reunion. And throughout that whole movie, you saw how the mother, who really loved she loved money, so she really cared deeply for the light-skinned daughter more than the darker-skinned daughter, and she was telling her to endure the abuse because the man had money
to keep the coins coming in.
Yeah, so because as long as the coins were coming in to her daughter, and she was controlling her daughter so that the coins would continually come into her. So, and if you go even further than that, and you go back into the 40s and 50s and things of that nature, mothers would tell their daughters that, I know your husband did this to you, but you can't stay here no more, baby. You's married. You gotta go back to him. So, abuse.
Or they would. I don't mean to cut you off, Legacy.
Go ahead, dude.
Or either they would even say, whatever you doing to make him so upset with you, you need to stop doing what you doing and get your act together because you doing something
with
to
Betty
upset
Wright
that
song.
man.
Betty Wright said, "Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man making pop-outs and excuses, doing the best he can." Shout out to Adrian. I heard him say, "Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man, and he's doing the best he can." Yes, my big sister Adrian, we love us some Betty Wright. Yes.
T Savage. Who sang that?
Yeah.
Who sang that?
Betty Wright.
Let her sing it.
Rest in peace, Betty Wright.
Don't come for my best friend. And you ain't even seeing how he coming for you.
Wait, Tay, what he said?
Let her sing it.
Oh, you hater! Do I tell you to let Polo make they smell good? No.
Tell them one more time.
I say exoticoilmasters.com. We in this bitch. Okay? Don't do me. Don't come up with me.
Well, that is not your music.
Savage, you did very good, baby. I loved it.
Thank you. I don't know what Anthony going through over there. Adrian said you can talk until you blow in the face. People won't leave unless they are really ready. That's true too.
Okay, sis. Pretty much.
That's true. So they ready to leave.
There's an old song that's back in the day says, "When a woman's fed up, there's nothing you can do about it."
Oh, you're gonna say side piece.
That's R. Kelly.
Home, be with my side piece.
So I think that's what it is. It takes a time when a woman just has to get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
But why is it?
The pedophile said it best. The pedophile said it best.
But my thing is, again, we're still changing the narrative to only about the woman.
Let me help you. I want you to know. Let me tell you. I want you to know. In gay men relationships, is one of the most violent relationships.
Me and
Just
Tony
so
talked
y'all
about
know.
that last night. Me and Tony talked about that last night.
That is fact. You'll see somebody, you'll swear he is fine to the gods, and you have no clue what he's going through on the regular.
I feel like lesbian relationships are the most dramatic ever.
Oh yes, God. Every time
it's like they meet somebody at Monday at 8 a.m. By Tuesday at 8 p.m. they done already moved in. Like it's so dramatic.
It's the same with gay men though.
See, I say it all the time.
I say it all the time.
Look, but the thing about what she said about lesbian relationships, every time you've ever been to the club, every fight that was at the club, I ain't even gonna lie. You had some fights between gays, but it was mainly lesbians fighting over one girl fighting over somebody else's girl, or the girlfriend fighting the other girlfriend. It was just like,
I don't know what club you go to, because honey, in Palm Beach, it's always the boys.
No, at Kashmir,
and trying to fight a girl
all the time.
Not Kashmir.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go any further, I want to give a shout out to Babs, Beauties, Applying, Precious, Sis. I got 4 of my sisters that came in to watch the show, so shout out to Babs. Thank y'all for coming. Adrian, Shatwila, Destiny, we appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Yes, we do.
Babs,
Yes, we do.
Beauties, Apply, Precious, Sis.
We thank you, ladies, for watching. We appreciate you, and definitely hit that subscribe button.
Yes, like and subscribe.
And type in A.T.L. ho.
Ladies,
somebody come give him his medication.
I feel like every time he say A.T.L. ho, he call his own name. A.T.L. ho.
Somebody give him his medication so he can go to sleep, please.
Hold on, I got you.
Somebody unplug his feeding tube, please.
You want to turn? That's right, Babs. This we gonna turn legacy off.
Okay, unplug his feeding tube, please.
Hey, I wonder if we turn the volume up and we increase the channel button when he get taller. Let's see. Legacy, stand up. Legacy, you know I love you. I gotta come for you at least once a week. At least once a week.
I want to share with everybody just a quick, because I've been waiting for 3 months for my video to be made. But anyway, definitely check out Exotic Oil.
I am so glad I'm not a part of none of the shade.
The shade is real tonight.
The shade.
ExoticOilMasters.com. We have designer fragrances in the form of oils, lotions, shower gels, bubble baths. So definitely check out ExoticOilMasters.com.
You know what I'm gonna do? Just because I don't need you shading me, I will get that done tonight, sir.
I didn't
so you don't shade me.
I didn't shade you. Did you feel guilty?
You know the guilty will speak. That's what they say.
I do.
How long you been waiting, Tony?
3 months.
Who we talking about?
I don't know, because I ain't call any names.
Who turned that camera on? D-Lo, okay. The guilty will speak, whether it's verbally or physically.
Really, Tony?
What happened? What?
Your finger just slipped. And put that up there.
Man, Tyson say we come in peace.
That was a good one, Tony.
Also to remind you that the Anthony Brown Show, we also have merchandise. It's grind into your shine. We have tees, we have hoodies, we have female shirts, male shirts, t-shirts, tanks. So definitely the link is in the bottom of the description, so you can check out order your shirts. T-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, male and female. Grind into your shine.
Oh, I'd like to give a shout out tonight to Miss Nikki, Miss Esther, Miss Alma, my brother Ezra, my brother DeAndre that came through and gave some love tonight. I just want to thank y'all for coming out and supporting the A.T.L. show, the Anthony Brown Show. I want to just give a shout out to T Savage for joining the show, enhancing our group, making it that much more better for the blueprint, because we are the blueprint, and we are the ones that let the world know that this is what a podcast is supposed to do. So I just want to give a shout out and
now that's shade.
That's shade.
Thank you for having me.
That's shady.
I'm not saying nobody. I ain't calling out. I'm just telling them who they need to watch.
You did. That was good shade. Baby, that was a shade of the room wrapped up all together in one. That's what that was.
I saw you, T. I saw you, TeAma.
My mama was slap grown people. I'm there, my mama, y'all, and let me tell you, I'm 38 and she slapped this baby
what
up
she
out of
want
me.
to say, y'all. She can't say what she want to say.
That's
my mama was
domestic
slapped
abuse.
this baby right up
That's
out of me.
domestic abuse and child
And let me
abuse.
tell you, that lady been in prison before. She ain't scared.
Tell your mama the topic of the show is about her.
She's scared. And Mom Tony say the show topic is about you. Honey, she been tearing heads since I was born.
Okay.
Since before.
Y'all saw her with the ducking because she like to throw stuff around the corner.
Not boomerang action.
I'm just saying.
Miss Mel don't play that, hunty.
Not the boomerang action.
Yeah. Let's not talk about boomerang.
A.T.L, Mom. They said domestic violence. Because I told them you ain't got no problem with hitting people's children. And she beat other people's children. Oh, you remember that? That was her saying. I beat other people's children too. So yeah, for real.
Your mama's still part of that village.
Yes.
She a village by herself.
I just want to remind everybody out there also definitely support black businesses because black businesses definitely matter. Support black business owners. You know what I'm saying? We're out there hustling. We're doing our thing. We're making it happen. We're making a change in the economy. So support black businesses. And I say, and for black businesses, just keep hustling. Hustling until your haters ask you if you're hiring.
You better believe it.
You hear me?
I got a question.
Yes.
Just a random question. How do y'all feel about this new Asian movement? This anti-violent Asian movement that's going on. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, I don't know anything about it, but I believe in anti-violence on anybody. I don't think nobody should suffer violence.
Yeah.
Of course not, but I'm just asking how y'all feel about this.
But I know what you're talking
movement.
about.
Like, what Asian? Is it multiple Asian people that has been attacked, or is it just the one person?
No, it's multiple Asian women, and multiple Asians, but they're upper in age.
But let me just clear something. Let me help you. I don't want to hear shit about Asian women being attacked, because when my black women are being attacked and murdered, and the same Asian women and they fellow Asians are not on the front line talking about Black Lives Matter, I don't give a damn. I don't want to hurt, but until they learn to stand with us, then guess what? You are just starting to feel a little bit.
That's kind of how I felt. That's how I felt.
You are just starting to feel. Hold on, you are only starting to feel a sample of what black women and black men endure every day.
What did Malcolm X say, Legacy? Malcolm X said the most disrespected human being on the earth is the black woman. He said.
He did say that.
He did. Brother Malcolm said it. He did.
All I know is when I heard about it, I don't want to see anybody get hurt. But I thought about the same thing like Legacy said. I'm not saying be quiet about it, but it just made me feel some type of way with all the stuff that's happening with black women and black men, and all of a sudden Asians are important. Not to say that they were not important before, but I don't know how to feel about it, how it's being pushed. Because nobody really pushed the black lives as long as they should have, or as much as they should have.
Yes. So
I just wanted to know what y'all thought about that. It was random.
Your little sample of being attacked, your little sample of being abused, your little sample of being murdered here in the United States. The only difference is they have a embassy here in the United States where they have more money influxing and flowing into the United States that allows them to have more of a voice when it comes to them being abused. They have UN nations that stand up in these places and say, we're not going to continually dump money in the United States. We're not going to continue to ship things into the United States if you're going to still continually allow our people to be attacked. I'm sick of this. When you get a little taste of what we live through every day, stop crying as you tell us to do. Pull your bootstraps together and get your ass up and get it. The same way we do it every day. Stop crying. We have died by the millions. Y'all have say what?
I said, sir.
I'm sick of this little belly aching and crying. My God, there's kids out here that's African American that's dying by police, and you getting a few of y'all got shot up. Bitch, you got years before you even talk to us about some pain.
Sir, you just can we pass the collection plate, please? Because Minister Doctor Antonio has just preached a whole message. Let's pass the collection. Yes. Pass the collection plate.
Okay. Yes, you have preached. Service is out. Well, I think we've basically covered our domestic violence topic, and now we're just chit-chatting. If you guys have anything else to say.
A.T.L.
I tell you.
Delete.
I just want to say I enjoy myself every time I come on here. And I thank y'all for letting my crazy self back on the panel because I've done some things to get kicked off before. But I do appreciate you all letting me come back.
How you got to tell the people that? They ain't got to know that, sir.
But we ain't kick you off.
Yes, I did.
You did.
I'm about to say, he coming up on that House of Tops and Days of Dudes. He needs to be kicked off.
Right, but no, I just want to say thank y'all for letting me come and be an honorary part of your family, because y'all is just the bomb. All y'all is wonderful. Y'all crazy as hell, but I love every ancient one of y'all. Praise the Lord.
Hey, Donald.
Y'all crazy? You mean y'all crazy?
I pray my strength in the Lord.
No,
that
he
I
meant
be one of the ones that Jesus come
left
back
and
for
right
in the last
and down.
Hey, listen, Donald. Before you leave tonight, I need you to let the world know the blueprint, baby. The blueprint.
What's the
right
blueprint?
here?
A.T.L.
Oh, A.T.L.
A.T.L.
And on that note.
My nigga too for the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L. show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L. show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L. show coming live, speak about the world. Know that we is still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L. show.
My nigga too for the goat, these other niggas basic.
Say what? No nigga wrist a silver chain around his neck. Say what? A.T.L. show coming for their neck. Say what? We gon' say it all different from the rest. Say what? A.T.L. show, know that we the best. Say what? Yeah, who was that? A.T.L. show. Show, coming live, speak about the world. Know that we are still. We got Anthony, TeAma, Legacy, the podcast. On God, we're taking over with the A.T.L show.